What's up, everybody? This is Prepper Princess. So this is a requested video about the gas shortages and the inflation and pretty much different problems that we're having right now. As you know, I sort of moved my videos from prepping to money saving, and I do solar and some product reviews on products that I think are really interesting and that can help people. But I've sort of moved away from prepping for the sole fact that I was putting information out there that was detrimental to myself and to my channel. It seemed to attract the wrong individuals. So I sort of moved away from prepping, and I got really tired of everyone being wrong all the time. Like, one little blip in the system and everybody's like, it's the end of the world, the zombies are going to take over, it's the apocalypse, it's Agenda 2020, it's Agenda 2030, the government is by design trying to kill us all, they're poisoning us, pretty much everything, and it's all completely false, negative, conspiracy theories, and it's as if people think that someone is out to get them, and that's not what being a prepper is about. Prepping is about being prepared for pretty much any eventuality, not only in your household, but with your budgeting. And I do believe in financial preparedness as well as regular preparedness. Yes, you should have your food and water put away. Yes, you should have some form of electricity to keep your food from spoiling. Yes, you should have an alternative mode of transportation. Yes, you should have a way to protect yourself. And that's about as far as it goes. Okay? All of these prepper channels, I don't want to give specific names, but you watch these channels over and over and over again. And don't get me wrong, a lot of them are great for entertainment value, but that's about as far as it goes. And many of these channels get so many more views than me, it's scary. But if somebody is trying to sell you gold and silver, and I unfortunately listen to some of these people, in a collapse, gold and silver, you can't walk into any store and use gold and silver to buy anything. So please don't think that you need gold and silver. And people right now, what's going around at the moment is gas. Okay, so there was a breach from hackers that caused issues with the pipeline and the gas, and now on the East Coast, people are running out of gas, people are freaking out and starting to panic buy, just like the whole toilet paper panic buy, which is causing additional shortages. Had those people had some extra gas on hand, they would not be in the position that they're in. They wouldn't be freaking out or panicking. So that is what it means to be a prepper. People are talking about disruption in the supply lines in food. You have to realize that there is a huge difference between a food shortage and a food famine. Okay, food famine is when there's no food available at all. A food shortage is when the products that you're accustomed to purchasing are low stock or no stock, but there is other food available. Nobody in the United States is going to starve. We produce more food than any country on Earth, on planet Earth, so much so that we are an exporter of a large percentage of our food. So we're never going to run out of food. But we might run out of the food that you are accustomed to buying, accustomed to purchasing, and accustomed to having on hand all the time. The just-in-time delivery system, of course, it needs work. And of course, there may be some disruptions to the supply, but this is not the end of America, okay? This is not the end of the world. When it comes to people talking about this is going to be the next Great Depression, it's always going to be the next Great Depression, which is why they're able to keep their channels alive, is because they're able to talk about some hypothetical situation that may or may not happen in the future. Personally, when March of 2020 happened, the stock market crashed, I was sure that that was the moment that I was prepared for. and then the entire economy shut down. I was looking at it like okay, this is going to be the Great Depression. This is what I've prepped for. This is what my finances are for. This is what this is for, and that did not happen. And to be honest with you, I don't think it's going to happen anymore. I used to think that it was going to happen, but if it didn't happen in March of 2020, it's not going to happen. The Fed has indicated that they're going to continue with the lowered interest rates through 2023. By the time the lowered interest rates start going up again, the economy is going to be on the uptick. So and people are always going to look on the negative. They're always going to look on the bad side of things in order to, I don't know, prove their point, in order to find different places that believe the same way that they do. And no matter what you believe, there's going to be another place on YouTube that believes the same thing that you do. This is a requested video. So disruptions in the supply chain right now is not due to a gas shortage, but it's due to a lack of drivers. As you know, the government is providing unemployment stimulus, extended stimulus, and extended unemployments. So people are getting paid more to stay at home than they would be working. So it's really hard to find drivers to move the product at the moment. Excuse me, it's very early in the morning. They're finding difficulties in moving the product, but that doesn't mean that we're out of product. Now, I live in the state of Arizona. When we had the toilet paper shortage, there was no toilet paper shortage here. The only thing that we were short on was diapers. And I don't have children, and diapers, you can make your own cloth diapers at home if you have to. So it wasn't really a big deal here. The food increase. Well, I moved here from California right when I guess the food increase happened. So I didn't see any difference in price increases from California to Arizona, even though there was a huge price increase. I didn't see it because I was accustomed to California prices. The gas, yes, the gas has gone up in price. And I think that that has a huge amount to do with the fact that people are starting to go back to work and gas is becoming more needed. So the gas companies are taking advantage of that. When I got here, gas was $1.68. It's now $2.99 a gallon. So it's nearly doubled in price in the last few months. The lumber shortage. Now I'm getting a lot of different information. So I know a lumber person. I don't know what else to call them. I don't know what their title is. And they said that there is, in fact, no lumber shortage, but it is the lumber companies are gouging prices because they can. They're making a fake lumber shortage so that they can increase the lumber prices and they can make a huge profit with no additional effort. Okay, so that's one of the stories that I've gotten, but the other story is like we're out of lumber. I don't know. At the moment, we are also in a huge drought. I believe it's only on the West Coast. So California is going through a huge drought, so more than likely during the summer months there are going to be additional fires going on the West Coast. And if you don't have a solar generator or a gas-powered generator, then you're going to have no way to produce power, because what Pacific Gas and Electric does in Northern California, if there's a fire or the wind is blowing in a manner in which they do not like, they will shut off the electricity. Which is why in California, gas and solar generators are going for a huge amount of money. Now, when it comes to fires, I would recommend a gas generator, because when there's fire, there's smoke in the air, and solar doesn't really work in shade, and smoke has a tendency to create unwanted shade, so the solar generator wouldn't work as well as a gas generator would. However, that can lead to more gas shortages. But folks, and I do want to talk about investments where everyone is saying the stock market's going to crash. They've been saying that for over 50 years, and there are dips. It's if you believe that it will or you believe that it won't is probably correct. So we had a 30% drop in March of 2020. It's now over 17% before that crash happened. So that was considered a crash. If you say, I'm not going to invest in the stock market because I'm afraid it's going to collapse, well, you're losing out on a huge amount of potential finances that you could be earning. had you not invested. I invest heavily in the stock market. I have been invested heavily in the stock market for many years. I expect there to be crashes, what people would call crashes or corrections. I expect those to happen. It doesn't mean I'm going to go in and pull out all my money. That money's there until I need it, until I retire, until I'm older, until whenever I want it, I can get it. So, and much of it is without penalty because that's how I invest. But for those of you who are looking online and you're looking for all of the negative information, that's all you're going to find. So if someone's, for instance, let me give you an example. Last year, around October, November, there were all these things. Huge stock market crash going to happen before April of 2021. It's going to be unlike anything you've ever seen. The next Great Depression 2.0 is here. Get yourself ready. Get completely out of the stock market. It's going to happen by April. Well, here we are in May, and it never happened. Now they're saying huge stock market crash by July or August. August is the day. Get all of your money out of the stock market. Well, I'm leaving all of my money in because I've been seeing these videos for years of people telling me that everything's going to crash, you're going to lose your entire life savings, and it has never happened. And I'm sick to death of people being wrong all the time. 100% of the time, people are wrong. These prepper evangelists who are giving misinformation in order to get views. So I am no longer going to be a part of that. And if you honestly believe that America is not going to be here in 20 years, then yes, take your money out of the stock market and leave the country. If you honestly believe that, you would not be in America. So if that's what you believe, get your money out of the stock market and leave. Because there's no reason for you to be here if America's not going to be here in 20 years. And that is my personal take on it. All right, folks, so this was, again, a requested video on the shortages, the gas, the lumber, and this is just a blip in the system. We're not going to run out of money, or excuse me, we're not going to run out of food. The lumber is not going to run out, but I think that people are going to be looking into alternative methods of building. All right, folks, don't forget, if you believe that you can or you believe that you can't, you are right. Prepper Princess out.